Massive action. Beautiful, good. I should have said everything I wanted to say. You got married, it's not recorded. Anybody else want to share something before we get this party started? Anybody, something good? T-Bone, you got anything back there? I just looking at your arms crossed. I gotta get those things. Get you smiling again. In the investment world, anything going on?
Picked up a couple of new bars, and got a course on my church, so that was great.
Good. You say from your church? That's right. You guys have got to be out and about, and whether your church, you're going to events, you got to be out there. It's a social business. As the church says today, turn it up. Your dial's going to go from 0 to 11 like that, right? Why do I say that? Why would I tell you to turn your business up right now? If you've been in this business long enough, you'll know what we're in right now. Okay, shipping, okay. That's not what I'm looking for, but you're right. There's no wrong answer.
We're in the peak season because it's gonna slow down some in the fall.
That is kind of what I'm looking for. Why would it be the peak season right now?
Because people are changing to schools and ready for fall and it's slows down after July 4th.
You speak to my language. That is exactly what I was going to say. There is no wrong answer, there's no right answer, but that is the answer I was looking for. Yeah, if you're busy right now, stay busy. If your hair's on fire right now, keep it on, go. You've got to go right now. Right now is the go time. Because people want to transfer schools right now. They're looking at different things in their lives. This is what I always call the peak season of seasonality of real estate. And the third order is just awesome. Here it comes, right? 2 more weeks and we're into July. Anybody got anything else?
Here's for kids.
Please do. What are you going to talk about?
Chris.
That was not planned.
Here, but we had, first time home buyers, I got a contract last week, and the inspector found potential mold in the crawl space, so I called Chris. He had someone out there that day, and then they were still a little hesitant, didn't know if they wanted to move forward, so I gave them his number and talked to them, and now they say they're gonna name their firstborn Chris.
Don't understand what is happening. Instead of a deal breaker, you know, you send them to a mold guy that's not in your corner. It could be a deal breaker, right? He understands mold to the highest degree, so we can have a great conversation to kill the deal. Why are you here today, Chris?
I was blackmailed by Mike. No, seriously, I ran into Mike Sunday night on Father's Day. My daughter wanted to take me out for dinner. It turned out that the restaurant she wanted to go to, Mike and his family also came in. And we chatted for a couple minutes, and I remembered I hadn't been down here in months.
Just reminding him, I'm kind of clear my eyes to make sure who he was.
My daughter knew that.
Daughter knows me, but yeah, how did that happen? But yes, well, good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
And thank you.
All right, so we don't have a breakfast sponsor because the one that you saw was entice y'all for food today. But Kelly is here. Kelly, you have wine. Please say yes.
Oh no.
Great, now she's gonna, I'm sorry for y'all.
There's no food and no wine. Sorry we booked you and got you here today. Thank you for being here.
Well, funny story, my best friend or neighbor texted me this morning. She was like, "You are the best." I was like, "Hi." She's like, "Thanks for the 2 bottles of wine you left in your driveway."
Uh-oh.
Yeah. They're in my driveway.
Vicky had us having a breakfast sponsor from last year. So you're good.
I got the wrong calendar.
Good one, Kelly.
10 home buyers more. You know, I can give a bottle of wine away, but I'll have to break to you next week if you want.
Yeah.
So my question, let me think of a good question. So, when you renew, when your homeowners renew, do they renew onto the realtor product? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No.
I won't say no.
Boom. So, a bottle of wine.
She always misses a bottle.
Bring up 2 questions that I always get, and the number 1 question is, do my homeowners, when they renew, do they renew onto this product? Will they get the same pricing as they got that first year? The answer is no. This is our realtor product. It's an introductory to 210. So it is the best coverage because they're in a transaction. They're buying the biggest investment, so we are offering them the best coverage. But when they do renew, they go on to a renewal product, the pricing does go up. I usually tell my homeowners, you know, pricing is way too up, just call us, let them know you're shopping around, they'll offer any type of discounts. But the good thing, and one little tip that I can share with you, is if your homeowners, they can actually purchase up to 3 years if they wanted to pay in full up to 3 years, and they will stay on the rental product. It would either double the price for 2 years or triple the price for 3 years, but they'll stay on the product, which is the best, and they will not get hit with the renewal price. You as an agent, if you ever wanted to get the warranty on your own personal home, you will always stay on this product and you will always get the pricing that's offered on this product. But you do have to either let me know when you're due to renew, so I can have my person call you to get you set up on the rental product, or just let them know that you are an agent. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, number two question I usually get is, are these pricing for over 5,000 square footage? No, these pricing is for only 5,000 square foot and under. But one thing that really separates us from a lot of non-warranty companies is we do not count the basement square footage. It does not matter if it's finished or not finished, we just do not count that square footage. So if it's over the 5,000 square foot, not including the basement, then just not with the basement square footage, just call me and I can get you a quote. We do not go over 10,000 square foot. Okay. Any questions for me?
Yeah, I have one. So, play along with me. So, house built in 94. I have a home warranty. It's 13-SEER system. The new regulation is what? 15. Okay. And I have a home warranty. I've had it renewed for 2 years and it blows up tomorrow. What happens?
Or replace it. As long as it fails each normal wear and tear. So another good thing about 210 home buyers warranty, another thing that separates us from a lot of warranty companies, is with our HVAC. We have the best HVAC coverage out there. Yes, as of January 1st of 23, there was a government mandate released by the Department of Energy. We're moving forward. If they have to replace, they have to replace with SEER 15. We are no longer able, they're no longer able to replace with R22, also known as Freon. So what that means, if you do have a homeowner that doesn't have a home warranty, a system is considered the indoor, the outdoor, okay? AC, heating, they run together. If we go out there for the outdoor system, they just completely failed and we could not repair it and we had to replace it and they're on R22, Freon, we have to replace the outdoor system with R410A, also known as Puron. But what's gonna happen to the indoor system? If you put R22 and R410A together, they cannot go together. So as a great warranty company, we're also either going to replace the indoor system or we can replace the evaporator coil to where they're both running off the same refrigerants. So in our terms and conditions, we do not care how old the systems or appliances are. We just require that they are in place and in good safe working order prior to the warranty start date. They'll do normal wear and tear, but we do cover SEER matching. We will make sure everything is compatible and we have no limits on the refrigerant in the first year rental product. And for buyer's coverage, we have no limit on eligible parts in the equipment. For other warranty. Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you? Because you keep talking about other warranty companies. With all due respect, as much as I love you, Stephen, Todd. This is why we do business. I know, they're gonna pop in, what? Why we do business with y'all, with your companies, is because we get you. And when there's an issue, have you ever had a call, Stephen or Todd, and/or Kelly, anybody in this room? Anybody called them? Yes. Was it a good experience? Yeah, it could have been a bad experience, but when you called them, it went to a good experience, right? That's my point behind it. I think it's great you talk about your home warranty company. I think it's fantastic, but I think it's about you. And we hired you And that's why we're in business with you and your company, because you do a great job for us. And you make sure that our clients are happy.
I do come along with my product, and so I'm here not only to educate you guys, but I love to talk to your clients. It's very, very important that they know who I am, they understand the warranty, the expectations, but better yet, no one's perfect, contractors aren't perfect. If there's ever a problem, they get me involved. I get involved, I make you look good, because I want to continue to work with you. So if you guys haven't used me, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Even warranty or no warranty, I am your partner. Call me anytime if you ever have questions. If you ever need a contractor, I know a lot of contractors, especially with the systems and appliances, that I can make sure that you get the best with the best pricing.
That is all.
I'm dying to give Kelly a shout out.
Thank you, sir. I don't need it so much.
I'm like, no, I met with some sellers that are going live this week, and I met with them Friday, and they were all ready to go with another company. And they were ready to sign up, and it was mostly because of the HVAC warranty and all that. And I said, well, check out 210. Call Kelly. I gave her, I don't know if they actually called you, Kelly, but they looked through everything. And then yesterday they sent me, because the listing's going live, they said, oh, make sure you include the home warranty. We're going with 210 and we're doing the seller's coverage and da-da-da-da.
Bingo. That's right. Did you talk to you?
Because they were ready to go with this other company, and they felt really good about it. And then they did their research, and they're very picky, and they did their research.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, most common question I have when people asking, talking about home warranties, what's the turnaround time? A lot of people just wait 2 weeks, the AC is broken, nobody shows up because you're under warranty, just don't go anywhere else. That's what.
Sometimes it's usually the next day or a couple of days after. Sometimes usually they're calling for an HVAC claim, they can be a couple of days out, but if it's ever over a week, again, that's why you get me involved, because I can switch it to another contractor. But the big thing about warranty companies is expectations, and I always tell my homeowners, we're not an emergency service. You're not an emergency.
Yeah, I wonder if you more because it's getting reported, that's why.
Yeah. We are a risk management tool to help offset high out-of-pocket costs. So yes, there's a process of going through us. Doesn't mean we don't care, but we'll take good care of it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I love having this. Hi. Yeah. Come on down. Good morning, good morning. Hey. They're all dressed me today. Father's Day. I did.
We changed outfits.
I got to be the father. Yeah, that's me in church. Yeah. Ready to do it.
My dad came into town and got to spend time with my daughter and my wife, so.
Fantastic. That's good. Absolutely.
All right, so last week, all eyes were on the Fed meeting, which they paused increasing the interest rates for the first time in 10 months. So just looking back, we've seen a 500 basis points increase over the last 10 months. And finally, the Fed came out and said, hey, we're going to put a pause on this. The inflation numbers, the jobless claims are at a point where we're going to stop this and just kind of play it by ear over the next couple of months. So we did not know what the market was going to do after they insinuated there may be 2 more rate hikes this year. Right now, only one potential rate hike has been priced in to interest rates. So this last week, national average ended up going up and down. It landed at 6.95 was national average, right under 7%. Again, the job market and inflation weakening right now is pointing us in a direction to where potentially by the end of the year, we're going to see rates start to drop, which is good news. The major, so NBA is projecting rates to fall down to 6% by the end of the year. So when you're having those conversations, I think you're going to get into that in a little bit, but having this conversation as to what to expect, 6s hopefully by the end of this year. And I've got one call to action today. So we've got the inspection appraisal 3-hour CE class tomorrow. We are 5 short of the amount of people that we were hoping to get. So this is going to be a house that's close by in Johns Creek. Lunch will be provided. Everybody loves free lunch. And that will be served at the beginning portion of the CE. So please come out. Maybe I think you'll toss that on the screen in a little bit, but we need at least 5 more.
Then we got bowling on Thursday.
Bowling on Thursday.
This Thursday, so please sign up. One of the new things that we got that I think is very important to touch on is we have a choice renovation loan product that's Freddie Mac. So it's a conventional renovation loan with as little as 3% down. That can be a cash out refinance or a purchase. So if you guys want more information, Matt and I are gonna teach a class on that in the next couple of weeks, once we get some more information. We read some statistics that depreciation, this year is looking like, homes are going to rise at a 6% clip. So that being said, tell your clients, interest rates are going up, home prices are still going up. I wonder what's gonna happen when the interest rates come down and the buyer demand floods the market, as we've been talking about for the last 3 months. So when that does happen, home prices are gonna skyrocket, so we can always refinance those people into a lower monthly payment, and then you're talking about it. A lot of people don't want to pay mortgage insurance, they don't have 20% down. When the home prices do appreciate, you can get an appraisal, and if their home price has gone up and they've paid down the principal balance of their loan, or when they refinance, if they're at 80% loan to value, we can waive mortgage insurance at that point, to save them some more money. And then again, we have the refinancing initiative. These people close with us before the end of this year, we will waive the lender fees on a refinance. It's another added advantage to buying now instead of waiting for the future. And the last thing we wanted to touch on, the Borrow Smart product that we've talked about a ton this year is the income limits have now risen. So it was at $134,000 a year or below. The income limits have gone up in Metro Atlanta. So now the new income limit is $144,000 annually or below. So it gives about another $10,000 worth of income for those people. And then when you are talking to these borrowers, we can utilize just their salary. If they make salary and commissions, if their salary is below the limit and they can qualify with just their salary, we can utilize that. If they make commissions and they want to include that as well, we can do that too. So it's really a case by case for the clients, but we'll make sure they're getting the best product when they talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Borrow Smart program, as long as the property is eligible, every single client that I come across has, is qualified in terms of the income limit. That's where that interest rate is about half a point lower, and they're getting the $3,000 grant.
Yeah, no loan pricing.
Yep. Well, I want to say congratulations to both of you. I think you closed 14 loans last month. That's in total. I get it. We're gonna work on chatting with you more as well. But congratulations. I also want to say congratulations to you, your post, and your dad for Father's Day, especially having your sister here.
Yeah.
That was a great post.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you and all the dads out here.
Yeah, it's
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. See you guys. Backwards today. What are you doing? Hell, you're like.
Halfway out of my seat and said, wait a minute, I'm not matter. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pass out a little flyer, we can just kind of leave it around the room. And Ashley Connor with O'Kelly and Sorahan, excited to see y'all this morning. So what I want to talk to y'all about is fraud. We've seen a huge uptick in fraud. And so the flyer being passed out is something that Alta and some of our title insurance companies have been sending out, just talking about seller impersonation. So really, what I want y'all to be on the lookout for is someone who is pretending to be your seller. So how do you know that? Well, there's a bunch of red flags and they're on the flyer, but basically there's some red flags for property and then red flags for people. So if you have a piece of property that has been vacant for a long time, that is a good kind of attraction, if you will, for fraudsters, because if it sat vacant for a while, how often is the owner checking? Not very often, right? So there's a bigger time window between when the fraud could happen and someone could notice it. Whereas if I'm living in the house, it's harder to like sell my house when I'm living in it, right? So whenever you have either vacant land or vacant property, that should be something you're a little bit more careful with. If you have a seller that refuses to talk to you on the phone, refuses to meet with you, refuses to do any sort of Zoom, video call, etc. with you, that should be a huge red flag. Especially when they say, no, I'm not available to talk to anybody and I'm not in the country, so I'm gonna have to do a remote session. That's when you really need to kind of dig in and figure out who this person is. There's really no reason that someone, even if they're out of the country, can't Zoom with you, okay? This flyer's got some helpful things. Talk to the neighbors, see if they know about the seller at all. See if they know maybe how to get in touch with the seller. Compare the address that your seller gives you to the mailing address on the county tax site. Because you can go pull a property tax bill and you can look at what's called the situs address, which is the address that the property is being taxed on. But you can also look at the mailing address, right? Where are they mailing these tax bills? Is that the same address? When you're having the phone conversation, just kind of in a natural way, try to get some information about the property that's maybe not readily available online. So little things to just really verify who your seller actually is and that they really are the owner of the property. So one of the little charts that we had sent out had something that I think is an easy little acronym. It's called SIMPLE. Seller identity must precede literally everything. So don't waste your time on someone who's not a real person. Figure out that they are a real person and they are actually the seller. So because there's been an increase in this, our title insurance companies are really cracking down on it. And what that means for you guys is how easy it is for us to do what's called a mail out. If you have a seller or a buyer who's not able to come to closing, then they say, hey, I'm just gonna sign with my notary in Arkansas. And they expect us to just, email them the documents, they'll sign with any old notary, send them back to us. Traditionally, that's something that there's a couple more requirements that title insurance companies have allowed us to do. With the rise in fraud, they are cracking down, they are making it a little bit more difficult. So if you have someone who wants to sign out of state, out of the country, we can absolutely still do that. Just be ready for it to be maybe a little bit more cumbersome than it used to be, simply to protect you guys, the real seller, the buyer, everyone in the transaction. So it's kind of a heads up on that. And we actually did have this situation in one of our other offices where there was a seller, there was an agent involved, and something looked kind of funny. So our attorney reached out to the seller, and the real seller actually came into the office, and her ID, so the fake seller had an ID, it looked like a legitimate Georgia ID. The only difference was that the last name was bolded, and they took her picture off of Facebook and used that as a picture on the license. So it still looked like the actual seller, it was just her Facebook picture. The little things to kind of be aware of, at least on Georgia IDs, the last name should not be bolded. The driver's license number should be 9 digits long. The number she had was 8 digits. So little things like that. Her profile picture on Facebook had glasses. The DMV won't let you wear glasses. So none of these things, really any of us are kind of trained to say, oh, that's a scam. It took a little digging once the actual lady came in. And then of course the fraudsters throwing a fit saying, who's impersonating me, right? So you have 2 people who are saying, I'm being impersonated. So obviously one of them is lying. But it happens, and I say that to say it's not one of these things that we hear about and will never happen to you. It happens. So please be careful with that. Please make sure that you know who your seller is and you're having a conversation with them. And for y'all safety too, right? Like you don't want to show up and show a house to someone who's not a real person, not a real who they say they are. I guess they're a real person if they show up. But sometimes people do show up and they're fraudsters. So just the fact that you've met them doesn't mean that they're safe and good, but it certainly is a step in the right direction. So just be careful, kind of keep this flyer with you. If y'all have any questions, you know where to find me. And then I've got a whole rundown of activities I want to go over. So bear with me. I know with 4th of July, it'll be a minute before I'm up here again. So lots of activities here. On Wednesday, so tomorrow, I know Matt and Hunter mentioned the appraisal class. We're co-sponsoring that. I think it'll be a lot of fun and really educational. So like they mentioned, please go ahead and sign up so we can all enjoy that. And then tomorrow night is Slipping Mojitos from 6 to 9, right here in the forum. It's a fun, casual networking event. Feel free to come by, visit us. It's a lot of fun. And then Thursday, the 22nd, I'm teaching a GAR form update CE. So the new forms and mid-year changes have come out. Please let me know if y'all are going to be at that, because I will have lunch for you guys. It's 10 to 1. So I want to make sure I have enough food. So let me know if you can be at that. And then Hunter mentioned, we've got bowling, Bolero, 5 to 7. Again, registers, we've got all the lanes and everything set up. On Monday, the 26th, we've got coffee talk with Shelter. So come visit us, ask us questions. That's from 10 to 11. And then on the 27th, I'm pretty excited. That's National Sunglasses Day. So we'll have a little treat for you guys, some sunglasses, and that'll be fun all day over in our office. And then on July 10th, we're doing coffee talk again with Shelter. So come see us for that. Our next book club is Wednesday, the 12th. And we're reading 0 Days by Ruth Ware. That'll be at 5 p.m. It's not at Firebirds this time. They had another reservation, but it will be somewhere and it will be fun. On Thursday, the 13th, I'm teaching a class with Dallas up here. So he's gonna tell y'all how to really win a deal and write the best offer, and then I'm gonna offer my opinion kind of from the attorney side on what that looks like. And Shelter's gonna be co-sponsoring that. That's at 11, so that'll be an excellent class. And then on Friday, the 14th, we've got birthday lunch for all the June and July birthdays at Marlowe. So that'll be at noon. We hope you guys join us for that. And because there's no breakfast, we've got our muffins. There was no Monday, to do muffin Monday, but Lindsay just walked over muffins. So if you guys are hungry, we've got a few muffins out there. So you will not go starving.
Lindsay saves the day.
Lindsay saves the day.
Any chance that you'll do a short 1 hour version of the golf home changes rather than 3 hours?
So the 3-hour class will be for CE, and on that note, if you have CE from the January class that we did, it won't let us give you CE hours for both classes, so don't think you'll get CE for both. But yes, so I've got, I teach a class the first Thursday of every month, so I think July 6th. If y'all want, I can make that the 1 hour update, if that's helpful, but everyone still come to the CE class, because it'll be fun.
So question, you're relative to this project, a month or 6 weeks ago, I was looking for a buyer and they wanted something in the 350-ish range. Okay, sure. And I found a few things, but one of them, I would not take my buyer to see because literally in the FMLS write-up, in the private remarks, it said, I cannot, this is a foreign owner. I cannot vouch for their legitimacy. Why does FMLS allow an agent to put something on where the seller agent is going, yeah, take your risk, because I have no clue who this.
Well, hold your thought, because the broker's in the house. Just hold your thoughts.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have an opinion on that?
I would say, don't take a listing if you don't know the seller.
That's exactly right.
But I don't know that that's.
I'm not the broker come here and let her give you her opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, verify, remember, simple.
Sure.
Seller identity must proceed literally everything,
Right.
including signing the list. Y'all need me, you know where to find me, cross the hall, text me, call me, email me, I'm happy to help with whatever you guys need. And as always, please remember to put O'Kelly and Sorahan on page 1.
Yeah. Thank you. They're all on our calendar.
Newsletter I sent out at the beginning of every month, so some of those should be on there,
Look at, yeah, when we got yeah, so, thank you. We had a seller that, one of our agents was working with, that had been dead for 6 months.
Oh, my God.
So just know it's out there, they're working really hard this week. So you're here in TV learning about buying and selling and investing in real estate, they're sitting behind the computer working, figuring out how they can steal your identity. Seriously, that's what, I mean, this is what happens, and, they give you a lot of different stories. I'm gonna go with Melba first, because I wanna go ahead, because that's fresh, and I'm sure she's got an awesome opinion on that, so, Melba, come on down. Melba, opinion, well,
Exactly, you got it. I'd love to answer questions, but answer questions that are related to brokerage. Her question, if I might repeat it, was why does FMLS allow it? I can't answer that, folks. That's not a broker question. Obviously, that would be an FMLS. I can't answer why FMLS does this. I can't answer why FMLS does that. I stay in my lane and it's a broker question, so I apologize to you because why they do that or why they allow it, we can't answer that, can we, Ashley?
No, ma'am.
Yeah,
No,
it's a FMLS, it's not really a broker.
okay, so, since you said that, okay, so you have an agent who does the same thing, takes it, puts it in proper marks. What would be
You
your
would just
response?
call them and ask them that you can't sign a listing agreement in the state of Georgia without title. It says very clearly in there, the seller has the right to sell the property. If he's married and his wife doesn't sign it, but she's on title, then that listing agreement's not really valid. Everybody that's on title has to be there. So what Mike is asking me is, what would I say to an agent? I would say, you need to get clarity on that. Let me see the listing agreement. If you don't have it, in the state of Georgia, you cannot advertise property, put it on Facebook or anything else without a signed agreement. It's a brokerage engagement agreement. You can't represent somebody as a client without a signed agreement. And so you have to have a signed agreement, and in that agreement, it says that they do have titles. I'm just talking about them, but I wouldn't say everything, I'm just having a conversation. Here today for that, but I love to answer your questions, I'll answer them. And was it you that asked for the, an hour class on changes? Well, great, I'm gonna give it to you in less than a minute. There were no changes. There are, elaborate, but there are 20 forms that were changed. Not one piece of content was actually changed. Page 1 of the purchase and sale agreement had no changes. So all of the changes were just, well, they added under definitions, remember I make fun of definitions, they added the definition of a client and the definition of a customer. Thank you very much. So, but if you're one of those, I don't know, there's some initials, ACD, OCD, or whatever, and you really want to do it, there's a form or that you can print out because it changes to the 0601 2023 changes if you want to look at them. I did have a call this week about Melba. There was a major change. They added something. And I went over all 20 forms with the magnifying glass. Nothing was substantial. Just much clarity, rewording. But the person was very concerned because they said, well, they added some stuff relative to the closing costs and items paid by seller. And I said, go get the form. All they did was, it's exactly the same wording, but they gave it B. And so what they did was they took it out of A and made it a B. But if you read it, it's the exact same words relative to what a seller shall pay the fees and costs of the closing and transfer. It's all the same. They just put it in 2 rather than leaving it in 1. So that was a lot of the changes, and it is good to go over them. I was teasing, but the point of the story is there was not anything substantial. It was more rewording, adding client and customer, taking out 1, putting it as 2, but didn't change a single word. So it is good to go over it, but I don't think you as a group need to be real concerned about any major changes. One of the things I do is try to always bring you the major changes if there's something you need to know. And there are some things you might want to look, a lot of you enjoy doing that and going through it, but there wasn't any major changes. One of the other things I want to bring to you is first, thank you. Thank you for remembering that you need to attach the affiliated business arrangement agreement to all purchase and sale agreements. You're getting better and better and better. Over time, it'll just be a part of our life and you won't think about it anymore. So thank you for doing that. Yes.
So I have another, broker we were dealing with, they had the same form essentially. That affiliated businesses. But did not have to make any exhibit. Is there a particular reason we have to make it an exhibit?
Good question. There are other companies that have it out there. They always have, and there's some that may have made an exhibit in the past, and you called me up and said, they want an exhibit. And I said, just do it. That's their company policy. Our policy, it has to be a part of the purchase and sale agreement. What other companies do in their policy, I don't know, but there are similarities out there. But we do ask it to be a part of our exhibit, just to make sure it gets done.
But just not to be committed, but prior to the ABAD, the other disclosure, we didn't have to make that.
We did not.
They just changed the policy.
We
Well,
did.
the legal thing is just.
It's for RESPA, it's for our, it's a lot of things. And we felt the only way we could get you to, where's my sign? Do it. Yes, it is. The only way we could do that is to make it a part of the exhibit, and it'll be, like I said, in the future, it'll be such a part of our life that we'll do it. So thank you, good question. One other thing I want to tell you about, we settled a huge lawsuit, actually we didn't, it wasn't against us, but we were involved in it, relative to a seller not disclosing things he needs to disclose. So I have said this 1,000 times, I'll say it again, because my job here is to give you something that you can take away that will help you in your business. Listing agents, you must look at the seller's profit disclosure statement. Any of you remember when I teach it? Some of you remember I would teach the class like this, and I would say, you picked it up off the table. Everybody remember when I used to do this? And I'd walk over and I would say, you would take the seller's property disclosure statement from the seller, close your eyes and then upload it.
Remember me doing that? Well, folks, you have got to look at it. You represent the seller, and you need to look at the seller's property disclosure statement and make sure that he filled it out correctly. He didn't leave any blanks. And if he didn't tell the story about the water in the basement or the leak in the roof, he needs to tell it, even though he fixed it, he needs to tell it. Everybody got it? And to me, a listing agent should be representing the seller, everything they have, and they should look over it before they upload it. Everybody good? How it's settled is, it was proven that the seller did not disclose some major things. Settled out of court. We weren't involved. Buyer sued the seller, always you stay away from those things. And the way they settled it was the seller brought the house back and all the improvements that the buyer had made. And that was a lot cheaper than going to court. You ever heard of that one before, where the buyer bought the house back? So pay attention to the seller's property disclosure statement and upload it. One other quick thing I need to tell you is that the law says that when you receive a contract and it has errors in it, and you allow your seller to accept it, then the real estate commission looks as you has made the error as well as the buyer's agent. Everybody understand? Because you allow a seller to accept it and you didn't correct it. So you have a responsibility when you get a contract, even though there's an error in it, you need to make sure it's corrected. Because when you allow your seller to accept that contract, then you're as wrong as the agent who made the error.
Can you give an example?
Well, anything, they can check seller lead-based paint. Of course, remember that would go straight to the court. You don't tell on that one, but, and you let it slide. And so is the buyer's agent got in trouble because they didn't do it? Well, the listing agent's just as guilty because they didn't allow it to be corrected before the buyer and seller got it. Fine. That's just one example. There's could be others. Any other questions? Well, I leave you with this. Saturday. Fun way for kids. Be there. Tyler's gonna help me. Aren't you, Tyler?
Yep. Wonderful.
Yeah, anybody else that would like to come? We're always looking for new trainers. Stacy Dodson been teaching high school for years. She also, I knew before she got married, she was in my home because my kids were very involved in Young Life. And she was in my home teaching Young Life before she and Mike ever met each other. But Stacy is a qualified teacher, great at what she does. And her age and mine are quite a bit different. So it works out well because you've got two different generations, two different big generation gap. But it is good. Last time we had it, we have had just people talk about it forever. Please send it to your database. If you don't have the flyer, we can be glad to send it to you. It's up front. So I hope that you will tell everybody, tell your database. We've had some agents that raised their hand and said, we had a client's son who came and they cannot quit telling me how much they appreciate it. So you're doing a benefit for as a touch to tell your database about Quantum Leap for Kids on Saturday. And it's from 9:30 to 4:30, and it's this Saturday. So I think that's it. Anybody else have any questions?
Thank you, Melba.
So I did a presentation a few weeks ago about social media and David Peterson kind of challenged you to do a video. Hopefully some of you took up on that, but I wanted to show you.
Here's Columbia, South Carolina.
So I wanted to show you some ideas. Super funny. Is really amazing. And sweet. This year she's taking a journey to do it.
If you're new here, I'm a real estate agent in Columbia, South Carolina, and I invite you to come along with me as I help 100 families buy or sell real estate this
So yeah, she's doing kind of a series, like, showing you her goals. And she has some cool marketing that goes along with it, but sometimes she just has a whiteboard with a bunch of happy things and she checks them off. And so she's taking us on this journey. All of her business comes from either referrals or social media. So this has been a powerful tool for her. And I put her little, Instagram and it'll say, but that's just one way to kind of like involve your audience in your goals. She is up to 89 right now as of last.
Oh, nice.
That's so, that's a really, really cool.
So are those houses her transactions and she, that's her
Yeah.
goal and she's checking them all?
Yeah.
I like that.
And then every month she'll have like a little, this is how many I sold and pictures of the house. So it's a really cool way to do it.
What I like to do is like, I'm not creative, but I can draw houses like that.
The second one is more local to us. This is Kimlin. She is an agent in the Roswell office. She's hilarious. So she uses that as part of what she's done. But how she started was, she became an agent at the end of 2018. And she needed a babysitter. So she created a Facebook group full of moms to refer babysitters to each other. That's how she got her business. So she is now more referral based, but the first 2 years she was in business, it was like, most of it came from her Facebook group. So here's a funny video that she did with some friends at the Roswell.
I didn't do it. Okay. Everybody just calm down.
Count of three, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of three.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2,
2,
3.
Yeah!
So the cool thing is she's not even talking, she's taking us down that was part of Instagram. It was actually trending up and she used that along with some friends to create that really funny video. And I don't know if you can tell there, but she got something like 5,000 plus views on that. So that's just a good way to get it out there if you use that. That's trending.
That's light, she kind of crap more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Matt Mead's doing something very similar, if y'all have ever seen it, it's pretty funny, and, it draws attention, and I don't know how many views you've gotten recently, it's been a lot.
The last one's just a funny video that I. Yeah. It says we want bilingual agents to sell a $5 million house using Spanish.
You know.
That working?
Thank you.
Right. You may have to refer.
Quick living here. You'll find that one in
That's great.
Wi-Fi does not like it.
Yeah.
All right, the time and the email, so that, it's fun.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We can do that. Still spinning now. Thank you, guys. If it comes out, let us know, because I would love to see that.
We'll push the chat more page.
It's gonna be a better exam. All right, where you at, Enrique? All the way back from, where were you at? Okay.
This close. But it was true R&R. Because, just so you know, we met my brother and his family, and he flew his father-in-law from Argentina. And he was not in very good health as of late, but he was feeling better, and he was very limited, so we did not
do any excursion. And it was hot as hell. So I actually stayed in the sport.
Nice.
Email for that, so. It was great, it was great, and by Friday, the bartender was calling me boss. So, let me ask you this, because I've been getting the question quite a few times lately. Is there a magic pill to what we do? I hope the answer is no, because that's what I've been having to tell some agents, whether they're new to PC, already in PC, and even outside of PC, and even in other market sectors, right? Well, tell me what the answer is. How can I make this happen? Any business right this minute? And the answer is always gonna be the same. We have to go back to the basics. We have to go back to what we do day in and day out. The activities don't change. The technology may, but these activities don't change. Now, you know how you always, and we welcome the interruption, by the way, every time anybody gets up on stage. Welcome it is, I'm gonna solicit. Okay, is that okay? That should be this, and what we're doing is a continuation of the series that we were doing last. That's right. That's great important. So we're doing 3 and 4, even though it says 2 and 4 there, or 2 and 3, but it's 3 and 4, okay? So.
So instead of interrupting you today, you're soliciting my service.
I am soliciting the service, so it's wrong away. So, situations where your business, I'm driving this market, part 2, and it's supposed to say, 3 and 4, but it's 2 and 3. But anyway, the first slide, so this is number 3. And it's interesting because this happens also quite a bit. I didn't know what Lucy and Sam were going to be talking about. They're talking about social media, right? So number 3 is be consistent in social media. Simply having a profile on various social media platforms is not enough. People used to win it and used to buy being on social media. That doesn't cut it anymore, right? It is wise to be active on at least one social network. Take the one that you like the best, right? For your business. When you focus on leveraging social media, you can run ads if you want, but not required, right? Share useful content that will build your audience, drive leads and reach out an audience of potential buyers and sellers. As social media evolves, your approach should evolve as well. Don't be afraid of video. Thank you very much. Remember, you don't have to be perfect on video. None is better than perfect. So just get over it. You can do live video for some homes with the permission of the homeowner. Congratulate new homeowners on their new homes and proactively answer questions you're hearing from clients via your text. So this is number 3. Okay, I want you to give us thoughts on those bullet points.
I think it's something we had 20 years ago, we did not have this advantage. So when people go, you do a post, say like Father's Day, right? That's there, a lot of people's Father's Day. Like it. Then I do a post. I want to see who is looking at my stuff. Correct. Whether it be a realtor or they're in our database, and then I comment on their stuff. Kind of so the AI starts working, and every time they do a post, it's coming up on mine.
Correct. So this is something new in our business, right? Because 20 years ago, like you just said, we didn't have this. And this is happening whether you participate or not. So the technology is there, participate, use it. Now, what I don't want you to be is intimidated by the pros or people that do it at a high level, right? Because you look at it and go, oh, there's no way with that, right? And you can even look at people in the market center and be turned off. You should be motivated, but be turned off because you go, there's no way I'm gonna be able to mimic what April does. Or what Allison does on social media. Or what Terry does on social media, right? You should be motivated by it, right? Now, how can we make this simple for you? Participate, engage with the audience. And how do you do that?
Well, I think that if you're putting a house on, and that's your number one thing, and hey, I got open house this weekend, that's the only time you post, you're gonna lose your audience, right? They wanna know who you are. Real estate's always been a relationship business, and it always will be a relationship business. So they want to know who you are and what are you doing. They don't want to know when you're specifically going to the restroom, they don't even know that. But they want to know, what's going on in your world. I got to see Hunter, I've never seen Hunter dad before. I was intrigued about my height and I saw Hunter, so those things, and I see the man that made the man, right? And so I study people, I study social media in the mornings and at night. That's my two times.
And as much, and let's use Hunter as an example, as much as we like what he posts, because it is relevant, right? It's all about rates and industry and what's going on. No predictions per se, but he's looking at the market, he's watching the market for us on a regular basis. If that's all he did, it would be boring. I will tune out because there is no additional value other than that, which is plenty of value, don't get me wrong, right? So make it simple. Choose a day where you can do this rotation, where you actually sell. And you close on the property, your sellers, your buyers, close that, that's perfectly fine. Pick another day where you teach something, provide tips, information, right? Pick another day where you make it personal, right? And then what else? Make it something about you, something the community cares about, right? Has nothing, it may not have anything to do with real estate, but make it about the community. So if you follow that rotation, it'll be simple, it'll be easy, you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah, so how many of you, let me ask this question, you brought up something very interesting, and now, I'm very strategic if you watch, I'm telling on myself, my social media. Who's all the posts that I put with my kids? Y'all did. Who saw the post of what I did with Michael? How many pictures do you think I have of Michael? Thousands. Which one did I post?
KWL.
I didn't hear somebody say that.
KWL.
Interesting. That was strategically done. I had several of us playing the golf course. Hey, look at us. But I did that strategically. Why? Because that's my why. I want people to know what he does. So I did a lot of different things inside that post. I love my children, but I also did that to help him build his business. Does that make sense? Okay. That was strategic.
So embrace technology. It's here whether you like it or not. Use it, might as well, right? And Lucy and Sam to guide us to it, right?
That's right.
So that's the technology part.
Now, what's our next one?
Let's go back, and this is the last one for today. And this is what doesn't change about what we do. This is the stuff that hasn't changed. And I didn't.
gotta get used to this there.
While you're doing it, I'm gonna say this. What if you saw Mallory? Did you see Mallory? Where was Mallory at? Customer service. She was with other employees. I didn't want her by herself. Service. I did all that. It was all strategic. So people comment, they want to see that.
You mentioned something interesting, which was contributing members of.
So it worked.
That touched me. I don't know if it touched everybody else, but it touched me. It was interesting. I stopped and looked at the post and read the post because it was interesting.
Yeah, thank you for telling me all the secrets.
And this is, so Melba, I hope you will like this part. Old school. There's a lot of stuff that we have been doing for years that is still relevant. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. People have been selling real estate for times already and have done it successfully, right? So copy what they have done. Don't reinvent the wheel. Make it better, simplify it, make it your own. So while we live in a digital world, sorry, unintended, it is important to remember the tried and true methods of generation. Remember, picking up the phone and calling people is still permitted. Don't be afraid of the phone, right?
Just real quickly, Inman had an article, I'm sure a lot of you read it this week, about Keller Williams. Is a huge lawsuit against Keller Williams relative to telephone. I'm sure you got it regarding do not call this.
Very important. So be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Handwritten notes are still a thing. People notice those. I don't know how many times I've seen Mike in front of this room. And when people say, how do I lead generate? How do I do this thing, right? If you're talking social media, you'll say, well, 5 posts, 5 comments, right? And 5 handwritten notes on a daily basis, right? Why is that important? Because not everybody does it.
And people actually pay attention to those, and they'll take the time to read a handwritten note. In most cases versus something that was posted on social media that was not of an impact to them, right? Markets are thing. Right, there's always nothing wrong with farming, it's still a thing, right? Don't forget to attend networking events, what do we have tomorrow? And that's what we're gonna see a bunch of realtors, right?
Flipping mojitos.
Flipping mojitos, right? So choose, definitely go to the realtor, but choose events that involve people in the community. Chamber of Commerce, just different things, pick up new leads, pick up new buyers, new sellers, right? Don't forget to attend networking events. Reach out to the previous customers and see how they're doing, and don't forget to update your CRM. Meeting people, and this is where the two things commingle, right? Meet people, this is old school, handshake, talking and everything like that. They need to make it at some point back into your CRM. Because otherwise, you can't not leverage the technology that you have if you don't do that, right? And then also, you can still promote your open houses in the neighborhood near the property. We do a lot of things when we do open houses that I kudos to you guys, because I think you probably do more open houses than anybody else I've seen, and I'm talking about you doing open houses for other agents, right? However, we keep it to the neighborhood. What is wrong with door knocking in the neighborhood next to you? To inform them that you have an open house committee. So just keep it simple, keep it old school, it still works, embrace technology, and that's what I have for you guys today.
Thank you, very good. Everybody say yes, I think, unless you want here, and some of you have that convenience. What did you do? Where did you bought a new car? You bought a new car?
Yeah.
Where'd you buy it?
I bought a few.
Say it again?
I bought the last one at Beaver Toyota.
Buford Toyota. Did you go online or did you walk into the store and a salesman came up and asked you a question?
I knew specifically what car I wanted to go buy.
Right, okay, you knew the car you wanted. Great. So how did you get the salesman to help? Somebody had to write the contract up.
Yeah, I just walked in and the first person that was standing in the parking lot.
Oh, so you came to them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's open houses. People are coming to you. They want the house. They've shown up in the driveway. Because I have no interest in this house. I'm not going to driveway to have a chit chat with Brian. I have something about it, sort of appeal, price, neighborhood. I don't know. But something brought me to it. And I'm sitting there. Right? That's how easy open houses are. It's the same as a used car guy. I know y'all will say, oh my God, I don't really use cars. That's not what I'm talking about. You just have people coming into your place, right? Throw some balloons, hey, you got Matt and their other information.
Or to interview you to list their home.
Say it again.
Or to interview you to list their home.
Whatever it may be, that exactly, you're going above and beyond. They want to watch you. Yeah, thank you for saying that. All right, we're jumping into awards. I love what Dallas said yesterday. So Dallas goes, Mulder, TVs are not an hour anymore. I go, okay, you're probably right. But we're gonna be close. We're getting out of here soon. Everybody hang tight. Here we go. So there's a new award. I don't see Mike Pappas in here today. But last week he got mad. He did 1.6 and he goes, I'm not even in the top 20. I love that he said that. Good. All right. For the month of May. Because we're not done with you. We have 2 more weeks, right? Right? Am I with me still? Okay, good. All right, close volume just for the month of May. Lilybeth, 4.4 million. Ooh. Yeah. Howard, 2.9. I'm just looking in the room, see if I see it back. Yeah, y'all can. Yeah, you can. Or we'll just go through it, and then we'll do one big clap. Mona, 1.9. There you go. You get take that. See that shirt is, I love it. Terry, 1.8 million. Sarah Martin, 1.7. Rachel Anderson, 1.7. Scott Sherrod, 1.2. Gretchen, 1.2. Joseph, 1.2. Patrick, don't see him. 1.1. James Carswell, I know I saw you walking. Get on down here. Get $1 million last. There you go. Get that. Hey. I always say that people not down there. Okay. Sorry. You go all the way to here too. All right, Matthew Mead, $1 million. Pass it on. That was 1.9 KSA teams. I got somebody from KSA. I see you back there. 5.6 million last month. I think I saw Michelle A back in the back. The real estate team 1.6. Come on down. You and Louise, proud of you. Good to see you too. I'm glad that tennis is a little bit. Melba Realty, 1.2. The Peters team, 5.2. Family Homes, 3.9. Caro's team, 2.7. Smith and Co, 2 million. Sweet Home Atlanta, 1.8. A Legacy Property Group, 1.2. Dallas, 1.1. It's another thing. I see you back there. Let's go. 1.1 million. And McKeitron Real Estate Group, 6 million. Wow. So what is that? What does that say? What do y'all think? What are y'all thinking?
People are buying real estate.
Do what?
People are buying real estate.
Oh, they all, they want to live indoors, right? Just making sure. I'm gonna go through these. I don't have that sheet. So I'm gonna go through them, and I don't see Lily Beth in the room. So I'm gonna go through these really quick. I'm gonna go from the individuals to the teams to the groups. Everybody with me? Thanks for hanging in there. All right. Closed units for the month of May. Lily Beth. Closed volume for May. Lily Beth. Listing units for May. James Cardwell. See? All right, Melissa Lynch, listing volume, congratulations. Written units, Lily Beth, written volume, Lily Beth. GCI for the month, Lily Beth. It's like a theme, I don't see her, She's online. She's been racing over here in a minute. All right, KSA, you ready? Let's go, close units. Yeah, you can clap, come on down. Hang close just in case, I don't have no idea. McKeitron, close volume, McKeitron real, oh, this is pretty cool, I got fight right here, I got David and Michelle. This is good, here we go, close volume, McKeitron real estate, listing units. Bless you. Rios Delgado Realty, listing volume, McKeitron real estate, oh, written units, McKeitron real estate, volume, McKeitron real estate. GCI, where the road meets the road, and you stay right here, thanks, Hannah. GCI, KSA, congratulations. You know, it is fun because I've been in business with David since '06. And to see the transformation is unbelievable. Congratulations to all of you. I want to say it to you. And of course, you too, Michelle. You can get it. Right. Pretty awesome. All right, groups, Family Homes, Georgia. I don't think I got anybody from there. The Peters team, I don't see anybody from here. So there we go. Peters team listing units, Family Home listing units, there's a tie. Sweet Home Atlanta, written units, Peters team, volume Peters team, GCI, Peters team. I think they won quite a bit of awards last month. Congratulations. All right, we got special awards. You got your first listing. Now, for names, I'm gonna let Mickey come here real quick. Yeah, there you go. All right, first listing.
Oh, Jessica. Alvarez. No.
All right.
Carlos Crispino. Carrie, is Carrie here?
Yes, she's back in the back. Next.
First closing, now we're moving over to first closing. Jessica again. Andrew, Tim. Aaron. Ron, Anthony. Nope. Mariah, Miss Mariah here? No, first closing still. First closing, Elena. Rafael Reina.
Is her there?
Justin Walker. Is that it?
Cappers, I think I celebrated you already. You got a cap, but I gave you a award. You can hang that up. Kelly McKinley, capper. Kim Sunday, capper. Christian McCord, capper. Mike Pappas, capper. Ken Tamara, capper. That means what? What does that mean, Joe?
If they've reached their total, cap and everything they're making now is 100% commission.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you get a nice rib cage.
And again, that's right, cap, yep. You haven't got one, there you go. All right. Let's go through.
Real quick for classes this week. That's funky. Anyway, today, if you schedule an appointment, if you need a new headshot, Jay Glow will be here doing headshots if you need that. You want to schedule something, the number's on there as well. And then tonight, as always, I have my case for info session. If you know anybody looking to get into real estate or need their license, they can join that as you call tonight. Tomorrow is a busy, busy day. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, think like an investor, become an investor with Mark Ellsworth. He is a successful commercial agent at the Roswell Market Center, and he is coming here. It's an hour-long course, and he's going to be talking about how to bulletproof your current deals, add investors to your database, think like an investor and a banker. It's going to be a great class. He is a successful agent at Roswell, so come on, give him a good chat. Welcome.
What investor? I'm gonna interrupt you. I know you're going fast. Tina, how did you get your license?
Through capital or like.
Oh, so you went through K-score, right? Did y'all hear that? So when she says K-score, I don't want you to just, oh, what's that? Hey, does anybody know what that is? Everybody said yes, okay. Opportunity, I just want to say that out loud. Congratulations, by the way.
Also tomorrow, I don't know what those lines are. That is that field trip with DS Murphy. You must register for that. They're doing appraisals and inspections. It is at a property where you get to work directly with the appraiser and with the inspector to see what they're doing. Lunch is provided as well. The address, everything is in that Sunday newsletter. So look for that for the address and for the registration link.
Is this, Matt, what you said we need 5 people? Guys, I'm gonna be very honest and blunt. That's embarrassing. If you've never done that, the anatomy of a house, you need to know that. You remember, you've never sold a house, ever. You facilitate between a buyer and a seller, but you need to have an idea of what the house is. Whether it be synthetic, and it's not the right, it might not be what that is, but you're going out there on a field trip. So if you've never done that, I don't care if you've sold 1 million homes, go. I'll ask what a weep hole is. Weep holes to a successful realtor, and I have no idea. Really? Okay. So you know that you don't know the anatomy of a house. So go until you learn the anatomy of the house. 5, that's embarrassing. Sign up today if you've not done it. It's $20 and they're gonna feed you.
Is there a charge? Yeah, it's free.
Oh, I thought I paid you $20 for 2 people yesterday.
It is $20.
Excuse me. I signed up too yesterday and it was $20 fee, so that it is a $20 charge.
You're right, you're right.
I know, I did it yesterday.
We can just Venmo me right now.
You're welcome. Hey guys, it's $20 to learn the anatomy and you get lunch. Go. And that, yeah. there you go. Huh?
Might be a fraudster, maybe.
No, it's $20.
Also, tomorrow at 1:30 are bilingual sessions. Those are in Spanish, so come on in, learn contracts and a little bit more with that. That is every Wednesday at 1:30. And then tomorrow night, also at the Roswell Market Center, they're doing a women's self-defense class. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna get some frustration out of nothing else, but safety, you need to be top of mind with safety. You need to keep that up there. So please, if you need that, or if you're interested in it, the registration link is in that Sunday newsletter. Yesterday was Monday.
No, that doesn't quite give you tips of what not to do. Don't walk in the basement in front of your clients that you don't know that you met them on the internet. I think it's common sense, but some people say.
Just little tips.
Yes, don't do that.
On Thursday, tech appointments with Tyler, that is in person if you need one-on-one tech support with that. Also on Thursday, the CE class with your guard forms. Even if you're not able to get the credit, come on in anyway, especially if you're new to the business. If you just got your license since January, come to this.
And I want to about that too, even though there's not, I'm gonna say to this, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you cannot take too many contract labs. Period. I don't care what it's about. I don't care anything. You cannot take too many. You need to be at this class. You need to understand contracts. And who else better to do it than an attorney? So you need to be there. That 3 hours C credit, no brainer.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Melba. Whoop, hit button. There we go. Oh, I'm having issues today.
Oh, is that it?
I don't.
Well, then we're gonna make that it. Okay, then that's it. You got bowling again on Thursday. Okay.
What's going on with my computer? I'm gonna blame it on them, not me. So on Thursday, In Focus Plus for Realtors, Amy has a company called In Focus Plus. They do a lot of short-term rentals. They work a lot with movies in Hollywood and stuff like that. They are always looking for locations. It is a great way to possibly get business. You can have clients who put their website that's making it available for companies to come and film at their property and then getting them income and getting you some sort of a commission from that. So In Focus Plus, that's a great class to go to. And then happy hour at the bowling alley. If you want to go, make sure you register so you get your lane. And then as Melba mentioned, on Saturday, Quantum League for young adults, that is at the North Atlanta Market Center. Let your people know, if you know any of those young adults, invite them to Quantum League. It's a fantastic class. Now my computer's working again. I'm gonna skip through these because we did them real
That's
quick.
good shit. That's good. Keep going. Bowling got it. You folks got it. There you go.
Quantum League and Mega Camp.
Mega Camp. Let's go.
And I think that's it.
All right, take us away. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Good morning, beautiful people of Chat North, and happy Gratitude Tuesday. It's another wonderful day to be alive, isn't it? And a huge shout out and congratulations to all the award winners. You guys totally rock. So speaking about life, life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right, forgive the ones who don't, and believe everything happens for a reason. If you get the chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it will be easy. They just promised it will be worth it. Let's think big, aim high, act bold. Peace and love. Chat North.
I watched the golf tournament yesterday. Some of you just heard these incredible award winners. You think, why not me? Gentleman that won yesterday was 100 whatever in the world. He never made a cut in his life. He's now the US Open champion. He went from 100 plus to 32 in the world overnight. His life changed. That can happen to you. Keep grinding and just do it as Melba said. Have a great day.
Grab a muffin.
Right, I didn't hear early enough. I wanted to shout you out for all yours.
Oh.
I'll do that.